Close, right in my eyes. You go see water come up from my eyes, oh. Body so soft, like a puff puff. Take your clothes off, why you acting so tough? Set a roadblock for your junction. Say now me and you, I don't reach my bus stop, oh. Say now me and you, I don't reach my bus stop, oh. This song has been playing in my head all day, so you're welcome. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and in this video I want to talk about Shanty Town. Shanty Town is Netflix's latest Nigerian series, and it's basically about a group of ladies that are trying to get their freedom from a gang boss, and the gang boss is involved in some other things, and it's just kind of I can't really pinpoint what it's about, but everything I just said is basically part of the story. And before I talk about anything, I need to talk about Chidi Mokemi's performance. Oh my god, Chidi Mokemi as the main, is it villain we call it? Oh my god, his performance was so good. Like, he had this intimidating and is it inviting, I'll say. He had this about him, and it was so fun to see him. Anytime he was on screen, I was just like, wow. Like, it was just busting my brain. And I know this guy as not a Yoruba person. His name is Chidi Mokemi now. So that does not sound like a Yoruba name. But the guy was able to deliver very well on the Yoruba lines. And I was like, wow, this guy did his assignment, and it was so good to see Chidi Mokemi. It's like, honestly, it was the best performance in this movie. Like, I've seen, it has been long since I saw his movies. Like, years and years ago, and to see him again and for him to deliver such a performance, it just made me feel so good and to be like feel proud to have this kind of veteran actors in Nigeria. Speaking of veteran actors, there are a lot of them in this movie, and that's one thing I also appreciated about this movie, that they brought a lot of veteran actors that I watched when I was very, very young. What movies like, I can't remember the movies, but actors that I watched in movies when I was very, very young, seeing them now, like older, and just seeing them in a new light, it just filled my heart with so much bliss, and it was like, it was fun to experience. Like, Shafi Bello. Oh my god, that man's performance in this movie was unhinged. Yes, that is the word I can use for it. Unhinged. I can't believe that this woman played this role and she played it to perfection. Like, I remember one scene in my head now, and the way she just strutting, I was just like, wow. I've not seen this woman play this kind of role, and just saw her play a role like this was so amazing to see, and I loved it. RMD and Iniedo also, wow, all these people gave fantastic performances. Like, the cast of this film and their performances was so good. Well, not all of their performances, like there was one particular there was one particular performance that just stuck out like a sore thumb to me, and I, like, thinking about it now, I don't know if I should say it, but I have to say it. Peter Okoye's performance in this movie was, it felt like he was overacting and he was not sure of what his character's motive was. And I was just like, why is this guy in this movie? Like, there are better people that they could have put in this movie. Anytime I saw him on stage, I was just like, man, just stick to music. Because his performance in this movie was, it let me down, honestly. There's something about this movie that I did not like. Like, the filmmakers did not make me care for the people that I was supposed to care for. Like, none of the characters, I honestly did not care for any of them, because the filmmakers did not give them like a backstory or something compelling to make us see why we should side one character, or why we should support another character, or why we should even understand some characters. So it was just like so many dynamics, and none of them were eating right, because you are not giving us solid reasons why we should side with this person or why we should follow this person. So you just feel like I'm just watching a bunch of characters that I don't care about. So whatever happens to them, happens to them. Like, even when they were in dangerous situations, I was not afraid for any of them because I didn't really care for any of them. So I wish the filmmakers had made them more human, so I could have cared for them more. And there were some fight scenes in this movie. When those fight scenes were happening, I was like, why? Some of them were necessary, yes, I get. Not really necessary, but it added something to the story. But most of the fight scenes did not even have any meaning to me. You could take away the fight scenes from the movie, you could cut all these fight scenes away from the movie, and to not affect the movie one bit. So, like, the fight scenes were just like, why were they there? And another thing in those fight scenes, like, the major fight scene in this series, it was between some guys, people that we've never even seen throughout before. Like, I think it was only one of the characters that I even recognized that was fighting. So it was just like they just brought a bunch of new characters to fight and to just go. And so it was just like, okay, fight for what? What is the point of these new characters? So I didn't even feel anything for the characters. I was just watching and I was just like, okay, what next? And the fight scenes were not even that inventive or interesting. So we will say, okay, maybe that's why they added the fight scenes. And there were so many cuts, like cut. And it made the fight scenes feel lackluster. So I did not really see the point of the fight scenes. And I was just like, okay, just do this thing and let's go on. And I also want to talk about something that's been going on social media for a very long time about this movie. There's a nude scene in this series, and a lot of opinions are going about it. And I have my own opinions about it, so let me share. Okay, let me give an example before I talk about this one. The last Nigerian movie I saw a nude scene in was Anikulapo, and that nude scene felt out of place. Like it was just two people making love, and I was like, okay, you could have filmed this in a very suggestive way without showing the news. Like, so it was like, why are you showing this woman news when you can just film it in a better way? And the news that they showed didn't even make me appreciate the sex scene any much more than I should have appreciated it. So it was like that new thing was just there for the fun of it. It did not have any impact on the story. So it was like very, very pointless. But in this movie, the new thing had an impact. It had a reason why it was there. Because I remember this character, he explained why. He said something. He said, I know how to solve this problem because it has happened before. So I feel like that new thing was there because someone has stolen from him before and he didn't want that to happen again. So he stripped that woman naked to search her. So that new scene had a reason to be there. It was telling a story about one of the characters, about RMG and how vigilance is, and telling a story about, it might not necessarily tell a story about the person that was nude, but it is just adds to the character and adds to the story. So that new thing, it had meaning. I mean, I like seeing I like seeing naked bodies like the next man, and I appreciate when I see it. But I don't like when new scenes are put in a movie just because they want to put new scenes in a movie. If there's a new scene in a movie or in a show, let it add something to the story. Let it be a part of the whole narrative. Let it not just be, I'm just putting this new scene for putting sake. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I think about the new scene. My thoughts on the movie. I didn't really like this movie because I didn't really care for most of the characters, and it just felt like a lackluster thing to me. The best thing about this was the performances. Like seeing all those veteran actors again was so good, and I can 1000% say that is the best part of this movie. But that thing, the story, it did not really move me. So it just felt lackluster, like I said. So I didn't really feel the story. I wish it could have been better, but all the same, it happened. So guys, have you seen Shanty Town? What did you think about it? Comment below and let me know. And what was your favorite performance in this movie? Who was your favorite performer? Or who did you like seeing most in this movie? I definitely like seeing Chidi Mokeme the most in this film. And let me know who you think or who you love seeing in this movie. Comment below and let me know. If this is your first time on my channel, please subscribe to my channel for more contents like this. Thank you for sticking by to this time. See you in the next video. Cheers.